Welcome back to the Dex and Randi Show, the #1 show for going through the ups and downs of life. Stay tuned. You're coming up next. What's up? Welcome back to another episode of the Dex and Randi Show. Excited to have you guys here back with us for another episode of our podcast. I'm your host, Dex. Randi, how you doing? What's up?
Hi. Hello. I'm doing well. My name is Randi, and I am the co-host of the Dex and Randi Show.
I'm so glad to have you back with me today. You know what I mean? I had a amazing episode last week with our first special guest on the podcast. Make sure you guys check that out. Episode 45, Unfiltered Conversations with our guest, Devin Turner. He's an entrepreneur, does movies, does music, everything.
Pastor.
You know, he's a pastor, making such an impact in the community, fighting gun violence, just in these neighborhoods where a lot of us wouldn't even want to go, and actually making real change and being right at the forefront of that. And it was just an impactful episode. I enjoyed it. You know what I mean? So thankful that he came and did that. I look forward to having more guests, but I did miss you. You know what I'm saying? So that was a change, and I feel good to have you back, babe.
Well, I missed you too, but I'm so glad I got the opportunity because I am really a podcast producer.
You did. You worked. You put on the producer hat.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And you just made it work. And having you there producing, but I could see you, it made me more comfortable. You know what I'm saying? And you just kind of kept us going. Let me know when it was time to wrap it up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it was good. You know, it felt good. The energy was good. And you know what? There was a moment in the podcast, I don't remember exactly where it was, but there was a time in the podcast where in my head, I was like, this is why we do it. You know what I'm saying? Because the kind of conversation we was having and how transparent it was, I was like, yo, this is why we started doing it, to find more people like us that's doing things authentically and bringing that to light. You know what I'm saying? We got to do that, not just for ourselves, but for somebody else. And that was dope. You know what I'm saying?
I was so encouraged by listening to him, especially as he talked about just his journey through life, his childhood. And I saw, like, when he went into detail about some things, I saw some traits that he has that our children have too. Like,
For
as far
real?
as being quiet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shy, and just, I kind of saw that it encouraged me because I can see, the man that he's grown into now.
That's
So,
amazing.
yeah. I didn't know him in high school, but I did meet him in college.
Mm-hmm.
So,
But you
I've known
know,
him for a long time.
yeah, you never know somebody's story either.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So sometimes we just see what they became,
Right.
but we don't get to be there as they went through everything they went through growing up and how things impacted them and changed them. And I don't want to ruin the episode. Y'all got to go check it out on your end. But to see what he is now versus what he used to be,
Yeah.
and just seeing God working. God is always working. You know what I'm saying? And we was able to bring somebody here where you could see the results of God working in this guy's life. And now he's doing something where just by you supporting his film, you're going to be supporting the cause of gun violence, which is impacting so many communities all across America, all across the world. You know what I'm saying? And you can support that just by watching the movie. And we watch movies all the time. You know what I'm saying? And the trailer looks real good.
I know. I'm excited.
I'm excited too. I'm also excited about this movie because I got me a new outfit for it. You know what I'm saying? So check this out. We guys went shopping. You guys know how much we always go shopping. It ain't much.
Yeah.
And not only did they get me a new outfit for it, I got me a couple extra items and everything was on sale. So it rang up for less than $100. And when you see me, I look like more than $100. I weren't going to say $1 million. I weren't going to say it. But it don't look like what I'm got on was less than $100. But I'm about to flip that thing. And I'm going to go to the premiere feeling good, looking good. My wife looking good.
Oh, I don't know what I'm wearing yet.
But you look good already.
Oh, well,
so I'm saying? So everything you put on, that's extra.
Yeah, that is true.
That's extra. But nah, I'm looking forward to it. And, as we guys always try to do, we take these moments and try to make more out of them, right? So we'll talk to you guys about Randi going to a conference in Chicago and we make it a family trip out of it. Now we're going to go see this movie premiere on a Friday night, right? But we can spend the night up there, hotel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Make more of an event out of it. These things are important to take these little moments in your life and maximize them as much as you can. So you're going out in DC or you're going out in New York for the night with your friends. Got a hotel for the night. Make it a little staycation.
Make it an event. Yeah.
Make it a little event. You know what I'm saying? Get up in the morning the next day, go get your good breakfast, go out in the city. Like, do little things in addition to what you went there for, and you give yourself more of an experience. You know what I'm saying?
Those little things add up to be like your life.
Exactly. You know, right. You know what I mean? You gotta,
Yeah.
a lot of, especially when you get older, it's not like it used to be when you was younger where you get off of school and you're off all summer and somebody plans something for you to do for a month and a half, 2 months. You know what I'm saying? You have to find little moments as an adult because primarily your life is busy all the time. You got to work. You got to take care of your kids. You got to take care of your business, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? So you don't get these huge blocks of time like you used to make experiences for yourself. You see what I'm saying? At most, you got a salary job, whether you get 2 weeks vacation, maybe 3 if you got a really good one. It's 50 plus weeks in a year. You know what I'm saying? So how do you keep life alive where you're excited about it when you can't take a month off? You can't take the average person. You know what I'm saying? You got to take these little moments, maximize them, and then let them add up. You know what I mean? You told me that. So I'm looking forward to this premiere, but I'm also looking forward to the fact that when we leave the premiere, we're going to the after party. So that's going to be nice. You know what I'm saying? But then we also got a little event just for ourselves in addition to that. So I'm looking forward to it. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, what's up with you, babe? I ain't had you in here, so you know what I mean? Before we really start pouring for real. What's going on? How's everything? What's up with you?
I'm good. I was feeling a little low the last couple of days, and I decided to do something about it, and I went to the gym. So now I feel better. I think that, like, you know how researchers say when you work out, you let off endorphin. So means endorphin. I don't know how to pronounce
like
it, but you know what I'm saying? Those good feeling hormones. And I haven't worked out. I think it's maybe 2 weeks, maybe not 2 weeks, but it feels like it's been a long time because I was kind of struggling. But yeah, so anyway, I was like, let me go to the gym and let me do something to make myself feel good. And I feel better. So yeah. I was just feeling like, I don't know. I get in these little spouts where I find myself thinking a lot. And then the other thing is too, I've been thinking a lot about the past, not just like not trying to go back and none of that stuff. But basically I got some music. I got a music app. So y'all, for years, I haven't had any sort of music apps. I just listen to YouTube connected to the Bluetooth, or I listen to the radio and be about my business. But anyway, I decided to download a music app because my radio and stuff be tripping. And the only way I can, so now the Bluetooth connection is all messed up, but the only way I can play music is through an app. So I have like old stuff like from when Mariah was a kid that she downloaded to the music app.
Okay.
So I'm listening to this stuff. I'm like, I really should update my music app. So anyway, I actually bought a subscription and then they just had some recommended stations. So now I'm listening to all this music that I used to listen to. And then I'm going back to certain times in my life.
Music will do that though.
Music will do that.
Yeah.
So I've just had a reflection, like a whole week of just reflecting on where I've been, like how far God has got me. Like I was in here, so the podcast studio also doubles as my prayer closet too. And I was in here. And I was praying, and then a song came on my heart, and it was, what is it? Oh, all my life you have been faithful. All my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, I will sing of the goodness of God. But anyway, so that song came on my heart.
What's singing this morning? I like that.
Yeah, so it came on my heart, and then I started thinking about all my life. And then it kind of corresponds to what I've been thinking about during the week, just all my life. And then I started thinking about all the stuff God has got me through. And I'm just like in awe of everything. Crazy. So.
That's good working in the background,
Yeah, but I can see because now I'm like, okay, I'm 40. Like I've had a substantial. So that's where I've been this week.
Hey, that's crazy. No, that's what's up. That's crazy because that little thing of like, let me go download the music apps, take you down memory lane. And the outcome of it is like how much God has blessed you in your life. You know what I'm saying? And you say you're 40 and you had such a fulfilled life. And you got a quick remembrance of that by downloading this. Hopefully you can keep using the app and stay off that YouTube streaming. You know what I'm saying? But
well, the commercials are killing me on
yeah.
YouTube.
But I'm saying, like, you know, we always want to ask God to do this for us, do that for us. We be forgetting to be like, yo, you did so much for me already. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? I had something similar happen to me. It had nothing to do with music. I didn't even tell you this, but like, I called my aunt Nita the other day. It was like 2 days ago or whatever. And my aunt Joanne was over there. You know what I'm saying? And she came on the phone real quick for a second. And I told her real quick, I just thanked her because my aunt Joanne was the one that like always made birthdays like special, like super special. You know what I mean? Whether it was making sure I had something like face painting, or she would always make me a cake every year, handmade cake, different things. One time is Batman or Ninja Turtle or Spider-Man or all different. My favorite was she made this Ninja Turtle cake. I don't remember what age I was, but she always made like handmade cakes, right? But like specific for me. And it always made my birthday like a little extra special, you know what I'm saying? And I told her, I was like, you know, as I raise my kids now, like she's a big part. I think about her a lot because when I'm doing certain things for my kids and instead of just doing it, I try to do something a little extra to make it special. Hear me?
I'm listening.
I would think of her and I started having me think kind of the same as you, like, yo, I'm had a lot of people in my life that like made me the main attraction in things. You know what I'm saying? Like they made me special. They let me know I was special. The way that they do things. And it started having me thinking like, yo, you know, a lot of the reasons why I am the way I am is because people took the time to do that. And you might be dealing with people in your life and you wonder why they're a certain way, or you wonder why they don't show as much love as you want, or they're not compassionate, or they're not excited about life, or whatever the case may be. But they might have not had people like that always was like, yo, Dexter, you're special. Miranda, you're special. And doing it, not just saying it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But so now you have a blueprint to go forward with in your life to do for other people. If somebody's just there telling you, like, I love you, like you're important, but never shows you how to do it, you don't really got nothing. But like, we're blessed. We have people in our lives that did things with us, did it for us. So like, we could do it for our own kids. You know what I'm saying? So I just thanked her for that because she's so important to like the way that I am. And I didn't realize it. I hadn't spoke to her like for years, but I heard her voice and I had to tell her that, you know what I'm saying? Because every time we got birthdays and stuff, I be Christmas, you know what I'm saying? I try to get a little extra present or the stockings or, you know what I'm saying? All those little decisions to try to be a little extra. It's because somebody did it for me. You know what I'm saying? Sounds dope. Something wrong with your coffee?
Oh, it's fine.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm just saying you keep looking at
Well,
it.
you know what? Because for it to be 3 and 3,
It tastes like bitter.
no, it's a little sweet.
Is it?
That's why I was looking like, did they put 4 in here?
Maybe you don't need that 3 and 3. Maybe you need to drop it down to 2.
That's what I was just thinking.
You know what I'm saying? You know you like your liquor gas. I wouldn't be surprised if now you all of a sudden like go downstairs and you're just facing a cup of black. That's where you're heading.
Please.
I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? Your taste buds could be changing too. You don't need all that sugar. You know what I'm saying?
But I feel like it's starting to crave sugar again. So I have to.
Ain't that crazy? Once you got a little bit, you want it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's an addiction. I really do.
They say it is.
I really do because I try to, like, I can be off sugar for like a week. And then it's like almost like I forget that I'm being intentional about not having sugar. And it's like I just, go for the bag of chips or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. And then it's like I'm back on. And then I remember, like, hold on. I'm not supposed to have this. Mm-hmm. Like I was supposed to be doing gluten-free. And I was doing really, really good at gluten-free. And then it's like I forgot that I was doing the gluten-free thing. So I don't know. But yeah, pray for me.
I will. You know what I'm saying? Another thing that's been happening lately, you know what I mean? People could probably appreciate this, but we've been blessed the last month and a half. Let's give a little update. So my granddad has been out here with us. You know what I'm saying? He came out here. Wasn't feeling too good, took him to the emergency. So at first when he came out here, it was a little bit of a stressful situation, a little bit of worry because whenever health gets involved, that's serious, right? You want to make sure that somebody you love is okay. You're in the emergency room, anybody that's been through that experience, whatever's got you to the emergency room, is a certain way that you feel when you're in the emergency room. What are you looking at?
I'm just looking at your shirt.
Oh, I'm talking to you.
I know. I'm listening.
So when we're in the emergency room, right?
Hold on. What's going on this morning?
No, I'm saying I look at you. You keep looking down all over the place.
You asked me about my coffee. You asked me what I'm looking
Hey guys,
for?
listen. Doesn't that throw you off and you talking? Look, imagine this. You're in the street talking to a friend of yours, and they're looking up, left, down, looking at your shirt, looking at the drink. Wouldn't you be like, bro, like, what's up with you?
Oh, I haven't been in here in a while. Forgive me.
I'm not even upset with you. I just asked you. You could.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I apologize. Let me look you in your eye.
See why? Hey, nah, but no. Anyway, but look, see, I now forgot what I was saying. But nah, so my grandpa was out here in the emergency room and all that. Went through that, got all the tests, everything's good. Now he comes home with us. Let me tell you, man, grandparents are like a blessing that, like, it's no way to describe them. You know what I'm saying? And what my granddaddy showed me in like a month and a half is something that I've been missing for so long. Is like having a grandparent in the house that's like excited to be here. You know what I'm saying? We've been going through a lot of challenges with my mama and stuff like that. And we talked about that on other episodes. But like when people go through a tough time in their life, they're in a dark place. You understand that. You want to be there with them. But what you got to recognize is that friend of yours, that husband of yours, that sister of yours that's going through depression or going through a divorce or going through tough times in their life, whatever the case may be. There's light in life and then there's darkness. You know what I'm saying? And when you're going through these tough times, there's sometimes a lot of darkness in your life. But what happens when you are around other people? They love you. They want to be there with you. We all need each other and to be there with each other when we go through the ups and downs of life, right? That's what our podcast is about. But damn, downs are tough. So when you're up and the person around you is down, then you end up blending and being somewhere in the middle. You know what I mean? So people can bring you down. They may not want to bring you down. You may not want them to bring you down, but it's organically gonna happen. So I realized, like, yo, what's been really happening all this time, and we've been battling all this darkness in our life, all this darkness around us. You see what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, it felt good. He came in with all this light, and everything is like brighter. Everything feels lighter. You know what I'm saying? Now, I gotta wake up in the morning and, he's getting dressed with the door open and all that. You know what I'm saying? He's walking around with his oregano oil at Hill upstairs smelling like, noodles and all that. Like, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? But he brought so much light and I felt lighter, not in weight, but like in life's weight. You know what I'm saying? And just having him at all the football games, soccer games, you know what I'm saying? Having him, I get up in the morning, little things like I get up in the morning. I know when my mom's was here because she's going through tough times. It's time to go to school. She's probably sleeping in the bed. You know what I'm saying? Struggling, whatever the case may be. He's the first one up.
First one up. Yeah.
I'm like, I had to try to duck him if I didn't want him to hop in the car because he's already ready. Oh, we're going to drop the boys off, right?
Yeah, he's ready for the day.
He's ready to go drop the boys off. Nah, as soon as I drop the boys off, I know what's going to happen next. It's like
breakfast.
Yeah, it's like, hey, son, so you ain't got some breakfast, right? You know what I'm saying? And we guys went out to eat a couple times, and then I say, where you want to go eat? He was like, wherever they got food. You know what I'm saying? Then we guys go eat. He sit down. He wants his hot chocolate. Like, and it just started being this thing where it's like, yo, I love what you're bringing to my life. It's cool, man. You know what I'm saying? And seeing him bring what he brought to my life to like you and his great grandkids now. And, you remember you mentioned what our son, I wasn't around, but you mentioned our son Caleb said something about him, right?
Mm-hmm.
What'd he say?
He never wants him to go home.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that, but like, how does that feel? Like, we haven't had that for a while.
That since my mom.
Yeah.
That was 2021.
I know.
It's 2024.
Exactly. So
yeah.
we had a lot of darkness around us. You know what I'm saying? And I want you guys, the advice with that is like, listen, man, there's nothing wrong with helping people. And we do need to be there with each other during these ups and downs in life. Like, that's why we always talk about community. And that's what our podcast is about. It ain't always just about the good times. You know what I'm saying? We're going to go through a lot of bad times too. And we need each other. Yes. But after that, you can't just say, oh, well, she needs me. I'm there. Okay, well, what is that doing to you? Being there. You know what I'm saying? What does it do helping your friend through that divorce? Like, yes, you're being a great friend. She needs you, but you need you too. You know what I'm saying? You need to be okay. You got to leave that situation and go to work. You got to leave that situation to go help your kids out. And you be depleted. You know what I'm saying? And he just came in and he just filled me with so much. You know what I'm saying? Now, everything ain't perfect. You know what I'm saying? He's got his ways. You know what I mean? One thing that I know pissed him off, I'm going to talk about it. One thing I know pissed him off was just one day. So, we could transition to the next thing, but I've been working from home since the pandemic. Me and Randy been in the house working, right? Everybody has something to say about me because I be on a lot of calls. You know what I'm saying? So I need it quiet. But it's hard to keep it quiet when you're working at home and you got kids around, you got the wife around, she's got her own calls, you got maybe the nieces coming through, sister-in-law, whatever, and I'm always there trying to hush everybody. You know what I'm saying? So here it is. One day my granddaddy was doing, he liked playing his music on his cell phone, mad loud. Just out of nowhere, you be on a call and then out of nowhere, and I think his cell phone got to have the loudest speaker on it I've ever heard in my life. But out of nowhere, you just start hearing Toni Braxton or Mariah Carey all out loud or whatever. And I looked over to him and I was like, yo, that down. Like, I'm on a call, turn that down. He turned it down. And ever since that moment, all he talks about is like, yeah, I ain't used to. He's like, I'm not used to people telling me turn my stuff down. You know what I mean? I'm not used to that. He's like, I guess I got to get some headphones. And he kept jabbing at me the whole rest of the time he was here. Every once in a while, he'd be like, yeah, I know I can't make too much noise, right? Because I got to, be quiet. And I'm like, but you know what I'm saying? But he older now. He used to being in his house, playing music however he wants. You know what I'm saying? But I remember these.
Yeah, I understand that though.
I know you do.
Because you do be like real like nasty with it too. You be like so irritable. I'm like, they probably can't even hear the music.
Well,
and you're supposed to be muted.
I'm going to challenge you on that though. I feel you. I'm going to challenge you on that though.
Okay.
Let's put yourself in my shoes. You know what it's like if you're on a call, you're presenting, you're trying to do your thing, and then all of a sudden somebody, you know what I'm saying? Like, so
no, I understand.
Give me a little grace. I probably could do it better because I'd be like mad. Like, yeah, I'd be throwing.
I just feel Granddaddy because I have a history with you.
Of course.
Being a sort of way.
Yeah. But as we transition, when you got problems happening or things not working like that, you got to kind of dig deep and figure out like what's the real issue. So is the issue that I got a bunch of people in my house and I'm trying to work? Maybe. You know what I'm saying? Is the issue that I'm not talking to people the right way to get off the fence? Like, I mean, all that stuff I could probably do better. But the real issue, I would say, we're fixed. The real issue is that our lines of work and family life, they were too mixed together.
The lines are no longer blurred.
Yeah, the lines ain't blurred no more. Since the pandemic, working from home, and a lot of people work from home, ain't nothing wrong with working from home, but you have to be so much more diligent in putting that line between family or personal life and work, because now your work is in your house. You know what I'm saying? And I think that was the main issue. You know what I'm saying? I'm working from home all the time. You're working from home all the time. How do we draw the line? When is it work time? When is it family time? You know what I'm saying? When should my kids be able to come in the house and make all the noise that they want after school, but they can't because I'm on the call? You know what I'm saying? And vice versa. So we have did something exciting recently to fix that. I want you to talk about that.
We moved into an office space. So we have an office lease now.
Break it down. How you come about the idea? You know what I mean? What you think of it? Talk through it.
I think we talked about it before on here. I think we talked about it before we actually moved into it.
Yeah, but now we're moved into it.
It was just time. It was time. We went to visit some clients and they had a co-working space. And I liked it. And I remember when you and I went and visited a co-working space a few years ago, but we couldn't even see ourselves in it. I don't even think it was the financial thing, but I don't think there was such a need for it at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it might have been pre-pandemic as well, but I'm not sure. I don't know. But anyway, no, I don't think so. Well, anyway, so after visiting with the client in their co-working space, I'm like, you know what? I think we need something like that. I scheduled something like 2 days later to a co-working space in the area. And we went, visited it, loved it. It was right within our budget. And we signed a lease for a year. And the space is really, really nice. There are other offices in there, so we get to network with other like-minded individuals, entrepreneurs. It's just nice. Like, they got the coffee machine, they got the kitchen, they got the receptionist. So now we can host our guests in real life. And also I found myself more productive in the environment, just being in an office space. It's quiet. And I know that from these designated hours, I have to focus and get this work done. So I've definitely been a lot more productive. That's
that's my stomach, yo.
Y'all probably can't hear it in the mic, but
It's
yeah.
so
You
my
hungry?
stomach. I am hungry. I shouldn't be hungry after all the food I ate yesterday. I need to take a break.
Yeah.
Yesterday was bad. But yeah, nah. Also with the new office space, you know what I'm saying? Back to the point I was making is like, now I get to go back to having home at home and work is at work. So we put some rules in. I don't even bring my work computer home. Ever since we moved to the office, I'm more productive. It's quieter. I'm back in that true office environment. I can come out, go downstairs, go to lunch. I can go to the gym if I want. I can go use the printers. I can go use the microwave, make coffee and everything. They got beautiful boardrooms. We ain't had to rent one out yet, but they got smaller rooms that's got the TV and whiteboard and stuff. You can rent it for your cold reserve it actually. They got one that's included 2 hours a day. But just being in a facility, I'm like, it just makes me even proud of like what we're doing with our business. It shows how we're growing. Like we wouldn't even have did that years ago because we ain't making enough money in the business to talk about we gonna have office rent. So like that's just a good example of like success. You know what I'm saying? And us growing. And I love how we've grown organically. And even if it's been slow, it's fine. But like I know that we're in a place of I don't know, vertical movement per se, but like what like grandma used to say, we definitely bubbling right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Our business is better than it's ever been. I'm happy for it. I love the changes were made and it was time. It was definitely time and it felt right,
I just want to say something
good,
else.
man.
If anybody is interested in like a co-working space versus like maybe at some point you have a business at home and you want to move and you want to, get a lease and get your own office. But I just wanted to say one of the benefits with the co-working spaces, you do have a lease, but there's so much that's included in that lease. So like internet, we don't have to pay for. We don't have a utility bill. Like it's all inclusive. The printer, it's all inclusive. These meeting rooms are all inclusive. So, it's something to think about. It's kind of like, I don't even want to say it's a baby step, but it's a nice step. So, I mean, a lot of times we see ourselves with our own office, but you also have a lot of expenses that come with maintaining an office. So that's all I wanted to say. Something to think about.
For real.
And our office is not like we're in the building, but it's not the biggest office.
It's not. But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Everything that we need is right there. Everything, and is it one big building that's just ours? No. But does it need to be? Think about it as a client. When you come in, our office is beautiful. You know what I mean? The experience coming up the elevator, walking in, the entrance, the places you can sit at, it's all very, very nice. The glass doors, you walk in, got the receptionist like you talked about. You could take a seat and wait for us to come out or come back with us, go to a conference room. Like it's checking all of those boxes really, really well. And we don't always have to meet with clients in person. We've created a virtual company from the beginning, but now we have that option. I wasn't going to have people come for a consultation at my house,
right?
So now I have, to be honest, we really have the framework now, and we're in an office that matches what we are. We have specialized clients, you know what I mean, in our advisory portfolio. We spend a lot of time with them. And now if they wanted to come talk to us in person, we can sit down and have strategy sessions. We can sit down in a beautiful conference room and think through ideas and figure out where things are going. And it's true business. You know what I mean? We're not just on a call in the kitchen, you know what I mean?
Right.
Doing work. So I love that. Now, I don't even know what the theme of this episode was because I had so much to talk to you about. I tell you, I miss you. You know what I'm saying?
I miss you too.
But you again with your let's make everything special. You know what I'm saying? So you guys listening to us might be like, all right, well, that's nice. They got a little office space and all. Okay, that's cool. And that's true. You have to celebrate yourself. Don't wait for people to celebrate you. I got an amazing family. My wife is bad. You know what I'm saying? My kids are dope. And I think this is a great example of the things in life that really, really matter and doing things with each other that you will remember. So yeah, it's a great thing that we got this office space, but you know what made it even more amazing? It's the way that we went into it. So most people will be like, hey, I rented this office. Me and my business partner, we're going to start on Monday. Cool. You go in the office space, you start using it. But not my family. My family had to put a little extra on it. All right. My family's been here since we had one client sitting using one computer to try to figure out what we was doing and how we was doing it. And now we got our office space. So I got this call. Randy needed me to come to the office by a certain time, and I was a little bit late, and I didn't put it together why she was irritated that I was coming late and whatever the case. But I'm showing up to the office because she wanted the kids to see our new office space. And after school, they got out of school, so I was going to meet her up there with the kids and everything and look at the office space. So me, clueless, I'm late, so I'm questioning Randy. I'm like, do I even still need to come? Because she's already there at the office with the kids. So the kids are already seeing it. Why do I still need to come? She's like, I said, do I still need to come? She's like, yes. So I get to the office. I walk into the office. And what did I find?
A grand opening with your kids, with balloons and banners.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what made you come up with that idea and talk through how it went and how it felt, you know what I mean, doing it that way?
It was kind of two things.
Mhm.
Like, I know how you like to really celebrate. So I wanted to do that. But then I felt like it was important for the kids to understand exactly what's going on, because they've been here through the journey. They may not realize it,
Mhm.
but they've been here. And
Yeah.
I want them to see this is true entrepreneurship. We started from the kitchen table
Mhm.
to the basement to the garage. And now we have an office. So I want them to see how we've evolved. And it's important to, make it a big deal, because I would like them to, potentially be entrepreneurs if that's something that they want to do.
Mhm.
But I just want them to see like what we're doing.
And the hard work in it.
The hard work and yeah. Because I think they kind of get it, but they're still young.
Yeah.
So I want them to be like, oh, I remember when they moved into that office. Like, it's not just they got an office. No,
Right.
like, let's come, let's see it, let's make it a big deal, because it is a big deal.
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
It is a big deal.
Yeah, because sometimes they be like, oh, that little space. And no.
It's a big deal.
It's a big deal.
And you know what? We be doing that though. As people, like all of us do that. Is like we get these blessings. We be growing over time. We be improving all the time, but it's not this size office. It's not this amount of followers. It's not this amount of money. So it's like you don't celebrate it. But how do you know really what God has planned for your life? Maybe it's not going to be 10 million followers. Maybe it's 100,000. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you'll never have that big office building that's just got your name on it, but maybe that's not what you're supposed to have. But you're being blessed along the way. But a lot of times we don't be thankful enough for it. You know what I'm saying? And we should make a big deal of these little things. To you, it might be little or it's not measuring up to what it could be. And somebody else would just roll over and beg to have the opportunities that you're getting. You know what I'm saying? And to be able to experience the things you're experiencing. So when I walked in there, man, and I saw the balloons there, first of all, I saw what was happening, and then I saw who it was happening with. So first thing, what's happening? Ribbon right across, you know what I'm saying? Balloons everywhere. Big banner says grand opening on it. I'm like, wow, right in our office, all done. But then I look around and you know what I saw? I saw my village. I saw the same thing that's followed me in my life since my 20s, which is you, my kids, my daughter, my sons, and everybody. My son's running around trying to get into things. You know what I mean? Christian's looking around, taking it all in. Caleb's there trying to get attention, doing what he does. Mariah's there setting up everything. And you're there with a thing of scissors waiting for us to cut the ribbon. And I'm like, yo, this is what God's gave me, man.
And
you know what I'm saying?
It was just us.
And it was
like,
just
that's
us
the thing.
there.
I didn't need a whole, and I appreciate the village, that has helped us get to where we are. But I'm like, it's okay. Like, this is going to be something just for us, just for our family.
I loved it.
So,
you know what I'm saying? And we made a big deal out of that, for real. So we said some things. My daughter, she's more vocal now. Like, she's very confident. Like, I don't know if you noticed, like, over the last, 4 to 6 months, like her confidence is just going through the roof. And like, I think she's really becoming the woman she's going to be right in front of our eyes. And, so she stood up and she started talking about where we started from and how proud she was of us. And it just meant everything to me because she's our child, but doesn't mean that it was 10,000 people seeing that moment, but it felt like it. You see what I'm saying? Because it's the people that matter. You know, as we look to grow and get followers and all this, like, cool, but like, what really matters? You know what I'm saying? Are you making an impact with the people that you really love, that really love you, and that's going to carry on your legacy and remember these moments that may not be super, super grand, you know what I'm saying? But they really are. And the way that you guys did that, it reminded me like, yo, you know, this is a big deal, man. You know what I'm saying? For me, in all honesty, my stomach is getting mad crazy right now. But for me, in all honesty, yo, like there was a time, man, that I was sitting around, no job, struggling, walking around Bermuda, buying all my food off a freaking Phoenix pharmacy card, man. And I didn't know where. I know my stomach is crazy. not knowing what I was about to do in my life. Completely lost. Now here I am with a family all these years later with my own office, a business that's thriving, and I'm sitting here cutting a ribbon in the United States in something that I earn. Not the place I'm renting it from, but the business. You know what I'm saying? God be working, man. God be working. God is always working. So when you're at your low point and you don't see where you're going to go, it don't matter because you're not supposed to see it. You're not the one that's really going to pull you out of it anyway. And we be thinking that we are. We be thinking we could watch a little video, go online, do all of this stuff ourselves, and we're the reason we came out of our situations. But we not. We're not the reasons. A lot of times we be doing stuff to make sure we don't do well. And God just continues to guide the ship. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that. But we got to cut the ribbon together. We recorded it. You know what I'm saying? The kids were popping balloons and fighting over balloons and all that. But it made the moment real special. You know what I'm saying? And I was proud to be able to do that with them. And I appreciate you. I would have never thought to do that. But I appreciate you, you know, finding a way to make that moment even more special. And it really caught my eye. And I've did it with you. You know what I'm saying? We do everything together, including this podcast. You know what I'm saying? So I've did so much with you. Yeah. You're like a true life partner. You know what I'm saying? You're really been here through the ups, downs, when I was on it, when I weren't on it. You know what I'm saying? We make money together. We do podcasts together. We got a family together, relationship together. We got a sports team together, and all the tough times and good times we do together. And that's what makes it real special. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that was dope. So stay tuned with us as we keep letting you guys know how it's going in our new building. You know what I mean? But our business is going to the next level, and everything's just lining up.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, little here, little there. Change the way the business is going. Change the type of clients we got. You know what I mean? Hire a manager. Hire a couple more people. Now we're in like it's just little things, like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, wow, look where we was a year ago.
I know.
2 years ago.
Do you think that hiring that operations manager is a direct impact to us being able to move forward and move to that office?
10,000%.
Yeah.
10,000%. Not only is it how we present ourselves to the client, but it's how we're working.
Yeah.
It's how we're better.
Yeah, I think that's important to note. Like when you get the right team, you can move forward faster. And it's not that we're on a race or anything like that, but we may have been holding ourselves back.
You don't got to say may.
So
we were loyal to a fault. You know what I'm saying? We were trying to force something to work that weren't working. But now we got the right team. We got the right people with us. You know, good people, strong employees. You know what I'm saying? And it makes a difference. You know, it makes a difference. It really does, having the team we do. You're right about that. You know what I mean? So we're excited about this, and stay tuned with us as we keep letting y'all know how things are going. Now, one thing with business that I was also proud of this week, as we've changed, is we had a consultation. Went really, really well, in my opinion. But I would say that when we used to have these consultations, first and foremost, we used to find ourselves on a call for 30 minutes to an hour, giving all types of advice, telling people how they should set their business up, whether they should be S Corp, C Corp, how they should be paying employees, the kind of accounting they need, the kind of things that could be wrong with their taxes, whatever the case may be. And at the end of that hour, we walked away with nothing.
Not a client. Not a future call.
Right. Maybe a call back. But all we left there was with a little bit of hope. Like, oh, maybe I got some business. But for why? I'm literally giving all this value for I didn't get nothing. So first of all, beautiful thing, consultations paid. You know what I mean? And now we are empowered to share valuable information because we've been compensated for it. Your time is important. You should be compensated for it. Anybody that's out there that's got a business, oh, I want to give you free session. Okay, cool. But like, think of real long and hard about what you're giving out for free. You know what I'm saying? We're looking to do webinars. So for our advisory clients, we're going to be giving educational information. Yes, we could do that for free because you're part of our advisory portfolio and you are specialized, right? So you're getting information that the average person doesn't get from us. Fine. You know what I mean? If you're not in our advisory portfolio, you got to pay. You know what I'm saying? It's great. But like, why are we going to do a free consultation? Why?
Yeah. Well, I think in the beginning, the thought was, let's expose people to the business and show them what they can get from us.
Mhm.
Like, let's show them. And I think it was also an insecurity
Thank you.
as well.
Right.
And me, even now, sometimes I'm terrified to charge.
Yeah. But I would say the difference is like with that insecurity, we know how good we are now.
Exactly. And then the other thing too is now we also have a questionnaire. Like before you can get on our calendar, you have to answer questions about you, your business, what you're looking for. So we're more prepared.
I love, you know what? Yeah.
Yeah. And then you have to pay to get on the calendar.
Mhm.
So it's good because now we can prepare. We have an expectation of the call. And then, it's just.
Now, where'd you get that idea to get all that info? Because we didn't do that before.
No.
But now we have an organizer where before we meet with you, we know the story.
We know
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We know the story. So where'd you get that
I got
from?
that from, you remember when I had my course, my tax course?
Which one?
The course that I sold in like 20.
I
think it was 2021.
Tax course, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I worked with a consultant advisor person.
Mhm.
So anyway, I had a phone call with her recently, and she had mentioned, actually you were on this call too, because we were trying to figure out if we were going to work with her again.
Mhm.
And you had actually asked a question
yeah.
about.
Right. I do. Right. I remember that. I remember that.
So she said, oh, you should just have a questionnaire where you ask the person, what's your company? What do you do? What's your budget? Do you want accounting, taxes? Like you kind of like ask these questions. So you pre-vouch them or I don't know the exact terminology, but you have information about them before you actually get on the call.
Right.
So I went ahead.
It's like screening.
Yeah, pre-screening. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
So I just went and I took that information and I was like, I'm going to create a questionnaire. And so that has been so helpful.
That's
it
what's
really
up.
has been. I got the idea from somebody else. And let me point out, it's good to work with people who are better than you in certain things.
Hey, say that again.
So, if the person knows how to get the clients, you need to talk to that person because you don't know.
Hey, you know what? That's true, but that's one of the things we used to butt head for because, and I've said this before, but I'll be honest, I didn't always have that mindset. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it'd be pride, but I didn't always have that mindset like, yo, somebody else is better at this specific thing. You need to work with them. I used to look at it a little bit as a weakness.
Let me tell you something.
I'm just saying, I used to look at it like that. I'd be like, why would we do that when we could probably figure it out ourselves? Sometimes you be doing too much trying to figure things out yourself. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to.
I've had that happen to me when I'm sitting up here trying to figure something out. Our accountant knows QuickBooks. I'm pretty sure she knows it better than I do. Because I can send her something and she done took it, exported it, formatted it like quicker than me. And I'm like, oh, I think she's better than me in QuickBooks.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. Hey, that's the power of working with people. And you know what? Everything that we do in life, you should bring a community aspect to it because you don't know what somebody else knows. And a lot of times we be too prideful, we be too restrained and not like how we think that we don't open ourselves up to people that could really, really help us. You know what I mean? So somebody else, even just listen to our podcast, like everything we've been talking about so far, it's a lot of things in there that could help you out. But you can only help somebody that wants to be helped. You can only reach somebody's ear that wants to listen. If somebody don't open their ear and tune into the podcast, they won't get the information. You know what I mean? Another thing with that is I've changed my whole mindset thanks to you in regards to working with other consultants, working with other people that know certain things. There's some that a consultant that we talked to recently, we didn't bring them back on for more business right now. You know what I'm saying? But they said something to me that I hadn't even thought about, because I'm always I'm always a cool guy. I always want to get along with everybody, that kind of thing. I've been doing consultations, and I was leaving them a key piece out. And I know you probably know where I'm going, but I changed. I don't know if you noticed, I changed it on the last call.
I saw
you peeped that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what the guy said was, I told him, he was like, well, how'd the call go? And I told him, hey, I talked to them. I let them tell us a little bit about themselves, what they were looking for, whatever. I told them about our advisory service, this, and that. You know what I mean? We had a really good conversation, this, and that. And I was like, okay, I feel really, really good about it. And then he said, well, how did it end? Like, what were the action items? And I said, I'm going to send them a contract, which we always do. Everything that I just talked to you about is literally in our contract. Beautiful, right? The contract's already created. We don't have to customize it for anybody. We got a portal where we could send it. Like, everything is like really nice now, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it was still missing a piece. I'm waiting on them to let me know when they saw the contract and when they're going to get back to me. He was like, why not leave that call with like a specific date? Like, all right, here's the contract. It came on Friday. Like, let's regroup on Tuesday of next week. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. So all I'm doing in these calls is I've had this conversation where it sounds like you're going to come on board because we're vibing and you like the service and all of that. And then I give you the contract, but when am I following up? How long am I giving you? You know what I'm saying? Do I have a date on the calendar, like accountability? Because what happens with the average person when money is involved or you have to make a change, you get uncomfortable, you get worried, you start thinking you could talk yourself out of it.
Yep.
So on this last call, like, you notice, I appreciate that. I was like, is Tuesday or Wednesday next week too early? I implemented that right away. Mm-hmm. And they was like, hey, at least give me the Friday.
Right.
That's dope though. Because now I know I got a potential client out there that I'm going to probably get the decision within a week.
Right. And then
you know what I'm saying?
on the work.
It's not in the gray area. Yeah, you got to remove these gray areas in your life. Anything that's in the gray area, you don't know if it's getting left. You don't know if it's getting right, up, down. It's just potential. Well, potential is not much. A lot of people got potential, you know what I'm saying? But you have to have the right processes in place, take the right steps for that potential to turn into anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody loves Michael Jordan. Everybody at least knows Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, or whatever the case may be. But there's 10,000, 20,000, 100,000 Michael Jordans that's been playing basketball all across the world. You just never heard about them because they didn't take it to the next level and be diligent and put the work in to go make it to the NBA. But if you go on the local block on a Saturday night, they're out there cooking. You just don't know about them. You see what I'm saying? It's somebody out there right now that could have probably been cooking MJ one-on-one in the local basketball yard. But you would never hear about so-and-so. Never hear about them because they never put the work in, never had the diligence, never ate right. You know what I'm saying? Never got the opportunity, never pushed themselves. That happens a lot. So ability and potential is not enough. You know what I'm saying? After this, I don't know what's going on. But hey, yo, you know what? And if y'all could hear it in the podcast, I'm going to leave it in because my stomach has been just talking. I don't know if it wants food, if it's telling me I had too much food, if it's telling me like, yo, I'm going through a situation right now. Right now, it is just letting me know that everything is not kosher, but it's so good. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I implemented, and I'm better because of it. And I know I'm not going to miss that step anymore. So thank you to him, because we shouldn't be walking away with lack of clarity about the future. We can't have that. You know what I'm saying? So I said, hey, Tuesday, Wednesday, too early. Now, I don't know if we'll get that client or not. I'm not sure.
Think we will.
That's all right. Keep it 100. You know what I mean?
I don't think it was a match.
Probably, and that's okay.
And that's all right.
Feel great. How'd it feel saying that? 2 years ago, we would have been distraught if we couldn't get somebody. But to be in our portfolio, I know my stomach, bro, it's crazy. Crazy. But to be in our portfolio is like you're a part of something. So everybody can be a part of it, to be honest. Everybody can be a part of it. I'm okay. We know what it looks like for you to be able to be involved. So, hey, if it don't fit, it don't fit. You know what I'm saying? But I put that in, learning from other people. That's got to be the way to do it. That's community also. And you open that up. You know what I'm saying?
And at the end of the day, we still got the tax return.
Well, yeah. You know, yeah, but anyway, you funny. Anyway, the last thing I want to talk to you guys about is a little bit of self-reflection. You know what I'm saying? We always got to reflect. My little lesson that I'm going to leave off with today is stepping outside yourself sometimes and being objective on how you're really doing things. You know what I'm saying? So my quick little thing for y'all, I'm a football coach. I'm a soccer coach. You know what I mean? And this past week is the second year that I've done an event called Food and Film. You know what I'm saying? And what I do is I have my players come over. Last year was at my house. This year I had it at a different location. But we had just had a soccer tournament, right? After the soccer tournament, I said, you know what? Let's go watch the film of the games, have some food, let's connect, but let's learn, right? You can learn by doing, which is always the best way. Get in there, in my opinion. Get in there, do it, and learn. But sometimes you got to sit back and watch yourself because when you're in it, you don't see what it really looks objectively sometimes because you're in it every day. You're going through it. You're working with that person face to face. Like if you step back and, listen to that call you just made objectively, you might be like, hold on, I could have did some things a little different. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, we had a tournament where, in short, we've had 2 games on a Saturday. We was up 1-0 with like 2 minutes left. Gave somebody a penalty. The game was 1-1. Second game, we was up 3-1 with like 7 minutes left. Kind of got a little nervous. They scored. We started playing with some panic. The game ended 3-3. So we had 2 draws on the Saturday. The Sunday, we won 5-2, had our best game of the tournament. But I always challenge these guys to get better and better every single game. And we actually did that in the tournament. And we just didn't make it to the finals because of the draws on the first day. But that same tournament was one last year that we got annihilated in. They scored like 20 goals and we got like 1 goal. Like it was so tough on the team. And this year is like a whole new thing, right? So anyway, I had the kids come over, watched all 3 games, all types of clips. We got pizza. Well, that's probably why my stomach is tripping. All that pizza and stuff that I was eating early in the week. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, back on track. We're sitting there and we're watching the film. We're eating the food and we're pausing different spots and talking about, hey, we should have passed in this moment. We're not communicating. Everybody's watching the ball. This is why this happened. And all this type of stuff, man. And when I was sitting there and I was watching the kids and listening to the kids talk to me, first of all, it was beautiful because I saw how invested they were. They were like, hey, coach, I should have did this. We should have did this. Look at us. We're all bunched up. We should have moved it to the other side. And I see that their brain is clicking. Like a lot of times it's what's happening up here that matters, right? And the brain is clicking, but one kid's also farting and the other people's laughing and like they're eating food. And like, so it was a great mix of like fun and food, but learning. Like we were really, really learning. But here's the thing. As we were there for them, what ended up happening is I also started listening to and seeing myself on the video because the event was for the players, but we're one club. So I also needed to start taking in how I was coaching these games. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'll give you an example, but we was up down 1-0 and we scored this amazing goal. And one comment I made right afterwards, I was like, hey guys, well, we got to pick up our energy. Let's push. We're not looking right. That's just an example. And I was listening to that and I was like, well, if I'm 11 years old, what would I do if my coach is saying we're not looking right? That's just a feeling. That's not something tangible for you to go do differently.
Right.
And I started thinking, well, that was the moment for me to give specific instruction on something that needed to change.
Right.
So as I started watching the rest of the games, I think I did a good job coaching the games. But I saw that I have some of my players in me, which is it's tough to go through the ups and downs of something that's challenging. Sometimes you respond with emotion. Sometimes you respond with just blanket statements about, oh, this isn't good. But why is it not good? What are we not doing good? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I was like, you know what? There's some things I could have did better. And it just did a lot for me. And now I know, and I go into my next game, and I did it just this past weekend. I got to be more specific at certain times, especially when it's a challenging moment happening in the game. And it really caught my attention because if we're letting in a goal and not everybody's stressed out, what do you really need from your coach? Do you need them to acknowledge the environment we in, which is like, yo, we got to pick it up. Like, this ain't enough. Okay, but you actually need guidance, like true guidance. Step up more, so-and-so. You know what I mean? Change it. Like, you need specific things to help you through these challenging moments. And it just made me say, I'm going to be a better coach after watching the film myself. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of us, and we do it all the time, when things go down, we just want these words that would just make it feel better. Or we just talk through emotion, like, you know what I'm saying? But you need somebody to step in and tell you exactly what you're doing wrong, exactly what you need to change, how you can exactly be better, specific things. And you need to look at yourself objectively and critique yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're in it, you're in it. You're in the trees, you're bumping into things, but then you step back and you look at it from a forest view, and it's like, oh, that's what I need to change. So it did a lot for me. I had a great time in our food and film event, but it opened my mind to like some things I could do to be a better coach. And what my takeaway was, let me be more specific sometimes with these guys so that they know what to do as well as knowing how I'm feeling. You see what I'm saying? So it did a lot for me. I enjoyed it, you know?
Can you add that to parenting?
How so?
Because I think
Seems like you got something you want to get off.
Yeah, no, I think that, I mean, we all have areas for improvement, but I think you make a lot of blanket statements. Like when something's going wrong, or if you want one of the kids to do something, like one of the things you always say is figure it out.
I do say that a lot.
And I be sitting there like, I don't even know if I could figure it out, you know, but I think just having specific instructions and giving the steps on how to figure it out, you know, that would help. So in the future, if one of the kids are in that situation again, they can remember the steps to figuring it out. Because I think to figure it out is stressful. So
I can see that.
That's all.
All right.
That's all.
That's what's
up.
But
I like it.
No, I'll do that. You know what I mean?
I do like how you listen to yourself and you found ways to improve.
You see how this podcast makes us better?
Yeah.
It just created that little safe space for you to let that off just now. Because in a regular day, you probably wouldn't have came and approached me like that. But nah. But we get better through each other. You know what I'm saying? And if you haven't listened to our podcast before, and if it's your first time listening to us, another amazing episode. Make sure you leave comments. Make sure you follow us, Dex and Randi Show, Apple Podcast, Spotify. You can follow us on YouTube. You can follow us on Instagram, the Dex and Randi Show.
Did we say anything about Based in Accounting sponsoring this podcast?
Absolutely not. But that's because you were supposed to do it, and we just started going.
No, you know but normally you would prompt me. So this podcast and all our podcasts are sponsored by Based in Accounting, BASDEN Accounting LLC. Check us out online, basedinaccounting.com. I keep it short.
Check us out. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. And hold on, 10 last seconds, right? Thank you to everybody that's been supporting our podcast since we started about a year ago. I bumped into somebody, I didn't recognize who they were. They recognized me, and fast forward, it really caught my eye because they said something to me and they was like, I know exactly who you are. I listened to your podcast. I weren't ready for that because I was falling under the usual human mind of like, we don't got thousands and thousands, millions of followers, whatever amount of downloads. And I forgot, like, we're doing this to make a real authentic impact. And it just did something special for me. So shout out to him. He was like, I know exactly who you are. I listened to the podcast. So thank you to everybody that listens to our podcast. Make sure you follow us. I'm Dex. This is Randy. We guys are here for y'all. Till next time. Peace. Make sure you follow the Dex and Randi Show on all platforms, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or on YouTube. Let us know what you're going through. This is the number one show for going through the ups and downs of life. We want to hear from you, engage with you. Till next time, peace.